With United's poor form in the recent games, let's take a look back at Ronaldo's interview with Piers Morgan, where he talks about the shortcomings of United as a club.
I was in Real Madrid 9 years and 3 in Juventus, and when I arrived, I thought everything will be different, you know, the technology, the infrastructures and everything, but I was surprised in a bad way, let's say in that way, because I saw everything was the same.
What about the younger players and specifically their mentality?
They live in a different era. I can see my kid, they have 12 years old. The mentality, they are not the same. They are not suffer that.
What's the difference?
The anger.
We've definitely seen a lack of development when it comes to young players joining Manchester United. And so here's just a short list of players that were supposed to be United's future. We have Victor Lindelof at 35 million euros, Fred at 59 million euros, Harry Maguire at 87 million euros, Donny van de Beek at 39 million euros, Jadon Sancho 85 million euros, and Paul Pogba 105 million euros. Now, I understand that these players aren't bad. They're not horrible players. However, the expected level of potential that these young players, when they came into the club, were supposed to have, and what United got for them in return, it's definitely not worth the price tag that they paid. Here is Ronaldo talking about the Glazers.
The owners of the club, they don't.
The Glazers.
The Glazers, they don't care about the club. It's money from the marketing, the sports. They don't really care, in my opinion.
Well, you must have been worried sick. I mean,
I was very worried.
You lost your baby son, and now your baby daughter's in hospital.
Exactly.
And you must have been absolutely.
I spoke with the directive and the president of Manchester United, and then kind of that didn't believe that something going wrong, which is make me feel bad.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't believe you.
The fact that there's so much distrust between the board and the players basically says it all. I mean, there is a lack of communication, understanding in all fronts. And we're already seeing this once again with the Jadon Sancho saga happening in front of our eyes. And finally, Ronaldo's thoughts on Erik ten Hag.
Do you think he respects you?
I think you don't respect the way I should deserve. It is what it is. This is why probably the game against Tottenham I left.
Well, I want to come to these two games. So against Manchester City, where United got destroyed, he didn't bring you on. He brought on other strikers, but didn't bring you on. I felt insulted on your behalf. I was like, well, surely against Manchester City, if you're losing this badly and you've got the greatest player of all time sitting there, you at least give him some time, don't you? But he didn't. And he said afterwards the reason was he had too much respect for you. He wanted to respect you. When you heard him say that, what did you think?
Excuses. I see as excuses. I sell many things that I don't wanna criticize him. He can have different opinion than me, that they choose the players that I think is better for the team. I respect that. But the excuses all the time, you know, the excuses have short legs. You cannot excuse all the time, which is things that don't make sense. Okay, you don't put me against Manchester City because of respect of your career, and you want to put me 3 minutes against Tottenham.
Well, that's the thing. So then you then play Tottenham.
Don't make sense.
There seems to be a clear confusion on Erik ten Hag's morals when it comes to coaching in general. Every single week, there's some weird tactical change going on, different types of substitutions that don't make sense, players on disciplinary issues, and I do understand that Ten Hag did win a trophy last season. However, with the amount of money United have been spending over the last few seasons, especially on Ten Hag, they've already spent, I think, around 300 million on Ten Hag alone, just within the last 2 seasons. You cannot be expecting poor results from these guys and expect that it's so-called a process. I mean, Rashford is still struggling like he was in the beginning of last season. Disciplinary issues with players multiple times. Poor league performances, poor international performances, like in the Champions League, like in the Europa League. United have to be doing better. And if this form continues, I am not sure how longer Ten Hag would stay at United.